Good morning. I hope everyone's had a really nice week, the past week. I am home today because today is my self-care day, and I like to look back and reflect on the week that's passed and the things that I've learned on this journey. One thing that I am very grateful for is all of my Sephora orders are coming like this. So I get all my stuff now in biodegradable packaging. So this is actually really a good thing, as opposed to it coming in things like this, you know. So it's kind of like I'm really happy. I mean, even though that the box is okay because it does break down, it's just so much nicer to actually get it in this, because we don't have to kind of like put all of these big boxes in landfill, and also to try to recycle them, because a lot of them don't get reused, as we know. As much as I try to reuse a lot of my boxes, it just doesn't happen. I mean, it just kind of like goes to waste. But nevertheless, what's really interesting is that I'm grateful for being able to see that. And also just some of the other letters that I wrote. Finally, Amazon did kind of respond to me when I was talking to them about packaging. So I have shared that in a YouTube video. So I won't go into details today on that, but I'm grateful for that. And one thing that I have to say is that last week I was on a shopping trip with a client who kind of stressed to me, just as we were walking into the mall, that, you know, she had a problem with the fact that she didn't like her stomach and she didn't like her thighs. And it kind of shocked me, because I'm like, okay, we've been through your wardrobe. We've looked at ideas to help you move forward with the look that you want. And also we were going to go to Sephora. I take all of my clients to the bricks and mortar shop so that we can actually work together with the staff and they can build up a rapport. But for me, I actually get mine online to support the people that work in factories and in the warehouses and stuff like that, because they need to be employed too. And also, you know, they're working in there during a pandemic under all of these kind of, you know, restrictions. But what's really interesting is that as I was waiting, and she was telling me this, so before we walked into the mall, we were meeting outside of the mall and we were going to go in together. What she didn't realize is that I was going through my own anxiety, because on these shopping trips, I have found that I become overwhelmingly anxious with the fact that I'm about to walk into a closed environment whereby people are in there working during a pandemic, and it's heartbreaking for me. It's just overwhelmingly sad. Not that I'm not trying to support them or anything, and I do my best to support local companies and local industries, but I just have to remind myself to breathe, because I'm going in there, and it's more so an empathy than anything. And the reason why I'm empathizing is not because I feel sorry that they're working, because I'm happy that they're working. I'm happy they've got a job. It's just that, you know, I know how hard it is for me to breathe with that mask on. And I know how my face is broken out, like where the mask is, because a lot of the times when I'm in wardrobes, I'm actually with the mask on still, because, you know, once again, it still is a pandemic. So we have to kind of like have restrictions in place so that we're not running around, and I don't want to get anything and I don't want to give anything. So, and also I'm just that kind of person. So nevertheless, so I keep my mask on, and it becomes hot and, you know, sweaty, and if you've got oily skin, it's prone to break out or something like this. I mean, so my heart goes out to the people that have to work in there for 8 hours straight wearing a mask like that. So I think this is where my anxiety comes from. It's just knowing that I can walk out of this door after I've bought something and feel good about supporting them, but at the same time, I can take this mask off and I can breathe. So the thing is that, so she was telling me that she didn't like her stomach, she didn't like her thighs and all of this. And then I had to kind of like remind her that, look, we all go through something. And I get that you don't admire your stomach or you're admiring your thighs and stuff like that. We all have our shortcomings. We all have a cross that we've got to bear. However, at the same time, though, I said, think about it. That stomach is fabulous because it housed 3 children. I mean, you have 3 great kids, you know, that are now almost teenagers. That's amazing. And those thighs one day are going to bob up and down grandchildren. And those thighs have also helped you walk mountains because she used to hike a lot. And I said, maybe, you know, these are things that you can, you know, entertain again. You know, maybe walking a little bit more. Maybe, you know, instead of stressing out about what you don't like, celebrate the fact that it brought life in the world and that those thighs helped your legs and your feet get you up those mountains. And so therefore celebrate the fact that your thighs are a little bit wobbly right now and your stomach is sticking out a little bit more. I think we all have stuff that we've had to endure during COVID. I mean, so, I said, just, you know, just be grateful for that. But at the same time, though, I said, be grateful that you're confident enough to walk in this mall, because it's like, you know, I'm walking in the mall and I look confident and I look like I've got it together. However, you know, I become anxious because I feel so overwhelmingly sad. And so the thing is that mental health and mental health awareness is real. I mean, so the next time you see someone, the next time you walk by a person and maybe they're grumpy, maybe they've got an attitude, maybe they're acting like whatever, you know what, just kind of say, you know what, I'm not going to judge. I don't know. This person probably just had a sick parent or a sick husband or a wife or boyfriend, girlfriend, or someone that died, or so, you know, you don't know what these people are going through. Nobody knows what anyone's going through at home. So you know what? Shake it off, smile, and just say, look, I'm just going to breathe. And that last week was a lesson for me, just to remember to breathe. Inhale, exhale out all the negative, and to walk in, because this universe doesn't want us to kind of like walk around with fear in our heart and in our mind and in our soul. And when we project that fear, it comes across as arrogance. It comes across as a person who thinks that they're better than whatever person is in front of them. And when really, truly it's not. It's just them being scared. And so therefore, I remembered to breathe. And so maybe with your cup of tea or whatever you're drinking this morning, you know, remember to breathe. And that was my lesson that I learned this past week. I know that it's like, well, how did you forget to breathe? Well, believe it or not, it happens. It happens. I mean, I'm like walking through a place and I'm holding my breath the whole time, and then I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm not breathing. I'm not breathing. I'm not breathing. How am I living? And I have to remind myself, breathing is part of life. Without it, we die. Inhale, exhale, and just let it go. Until next week, until I'm back in the closet. Thank you.